tôi còn chưa kịp ăn xong nữa anh em ạ. Không biết là chapter này đã tiết lộ, không biết là livestream này có tiết lộ chapter tiếp theo không. Anh em nhé. Ủa sao chưa lên là hello tất cả anh em nhá. Anh em đang bị đổi tên này, tôi đang không biết là hello với cô này của like trễ vậy anh. Bây giờ bọn behavior mới like. Chúng nó like trễ không phải tôi anh em ạ. Ôi rồi, hello anh em nhá. Chuẩn bị ngồi xem đây. Tôi ăn chưa xong rồi không? Tranh thủ ăn cái. Đợi nó vào livestream rồi ăn cái. Không, bản update mới thôi. New update. Xem có gì đặc biệt đáng để chúng ta chờ đợi không.
Oh, hey everybody. Sorry, just reacting to the shirtless peanuts request in the chat. Hi, welcome to another DBD community live stream. We are here live from Montreal.
Chào mừng đến với buổi livestream cộng đồng này. Từ từ nha.
Than we even had last week, which excites me.
Để tôi đổi sang bên
Oh, hey everybody. Sorry, just reacting to the shirtless peanuts request in the chat. Hi, welcome to another DBD community live stream. We are here live from Montreal. We are going to have more faces on this show than we even had last week, which excites me because, like I said last week, I want you to meet more and more of our devs where we can. A couple familiar faces with me here today. We've got Mandy, and we've also got Jeff, and I'm Eric, or whatever you want to call me. And we're here to you know, tell you what's up with DBD. I'll kick us off again the way I did last week, just so people didn't last week. That feels like a week ago. So you don't, you know what the context is here. This is not a big chapter reveal stream. If you came here expecting a chapter reveal, we're not doing that. So just stick around and chill.
Không có chapter mới đâu anh em nhé.
Really, these are
Ý là trong buổi livestream này không giới thiệu chapter mới.
Core to the community.
Chỉ nói về bản cập nhật tiếp theo thôi, chứ không giới thiệu chapter mới anh em nhé.
Fun reveals for our chapter reveals and things like that. So I know you're waiting for the next chapter. You shouldn't have to wait too much longer to find out what it is. Not going to be today though. So just relax for a little bit longer. I know you want to know. Okay, so the things we're going to cover on the show today are our PTB to live changes. Last time we were here, Jeff talked through a ton of stuff that was tested, coming up to test in the PTB. We've done it since then. We're going live next week, so we want to tell you what's staying, what's going, what's different, etc. We're also going to touch on the Grimoire. If you're not familiar with the Grimoire, that is, we kicked it off earlier this year. You are helping us to build a chapter of Dead by Daylight. And in fact, small world, Jeff is designing our Grimoire killer. So we got some cool stuff to talk about there. While we have him, we're like, let's kill two birds with one stone. And Dork fans, worry not. Dork is she's right now behind the boards running the show, but she will be out here. We're going to switch, and I'm probably going to break everything. Later on, she and Andre from our team and Brandon from the product team are going to walk through the community contest so many C's. Community cosmetic contest winners tell you when they're coming with a roadmap, tell you what some changes are, etc. So that's our show for today. If it sounds good, stick around. If it doesn't sound good, go have a sandwich. All right, so I mentioned our next, have a sandwich.
No, I want a sandwich now.
I had one right before.
Oh.
Probably a mistake. So I mentioned our next release is coming up. It is next week. It is on the 25th, right around the corner.
Yeah,
Tuesday. And as I said, we're going to talk in just a couple minutes what you can expect in that release. I did want to note, we all, you, but also us included, want more focus on bugs. That's kind of a through line through everything right now that we're hearing, and totally feel you on that. I wanted to note, we looked at the bug count, the bug fix count, that's coming in the release next week, and it's almost double what was on the PTB build, which is nice.
I have to think it was just slightly
Just
more
about,
than double.
So we're looking good there. Obviously, we have a lot of work to do. We're not pretending we don't, but I just wanted to mention that. So, Mandy, 2v8?
Okay, so as you guys know, 2v8 has just been extended, so that's going to be extended until the 25th.
Rồi nó bảo là 2v8 sẽ được kéo dài thời gian anh em nhé.
2v8 will finish an hour before.
Nó làm điều này hàng chục lần rồi nên là không ai bất ngờ cả. Chế độ nào cũng được kéo dài thời gian hết.
1v4 queue, so to try and balance that queue a bit because the killers were having a fairly long wait time. We also did a survey, and that's what led us to make the decision to extend. In the survey, I've got numbers. I wrote them down. So above 70% of people wanted the 2v8 to be extended. So it's a lot. It was a lot of.
Tôi đéo hiểu ai lại muốn mở rộng 2v8 lắm, bởi vì đấy là một chế độ mà nó chỉ ít.
It's not a long extension as you mentioned.
It's not. It's over the weekend. Right up till the release next week. It's open the weekend, and we're doing some testing.
Tôi thấy cộng đồng nó gào loạn lên đòi là đóng 2v8.
Yeah, that helps the queue
mà bọn này nó kêu là cộng đồng đồng ý mở rộng.
You know, the core queue as well as the event queue, and we're looking at both things. So it's not like we're just looking at one or the other.
Cool.
So we'll let you know more about that as soon as we've got it for the next iteration.
Fantastic. Also coming up, and again, I mentioned this isn't a big reveal stream. We got no flashy assets to show you, but we did want you to mark your calendar. Bone Chill returns as it does each year, so this year is no exception. Bone Chill is returning quite soon as well. It will be before the next stream.
Giới thiệu cho chúng ta biết là sự kiện Bone Chill sẽ trông như nào đấy.
It's also right around the corner. We'll have a roadmap, a calendar for the month on December 1st. That's going to take you through all the things you can expect, including when Bone Chill drops, currently scheduled right now for December 9th. So stay tuned and see what's happening there.
Nào, có cái gì cần phải xem không?
Finish off our news. Tomorrow is kind of a big day in the DBD comp world, and we're going to be assisting by DBD League is going to be taking over our Twitch channel, and they're going to be streaming their All Hallows final starting at 12 p.m. ET, so about an hour away, 23 hours away roughly. I was trying to work out the maths, that was a mistake.
It works.
Yeah, relatively. So tomorrow, 12 p.m. ET, we'll have DBD League hosting their All Hallows final on our channel. It'll be between Victus and Praxis. So they've been pretty good all the way through, both teams. So you can't, there's not a pin between them at this stage. It could be anyone's, and it's going to be a best of 9 for the final.
Nice.
It's going to be pretty cool, and I'm really happy to be doing this with DBD
So people
League.
will be able to watch it right here on
They'll
our
be able
Twitch
to watch it right here on our Twitch channel. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. All right, well, that wraps it up for our brief news segment at the top of the show. Now we are going to dive into our P2B to live changes.
Đây rồi. Điểm mẹ hết làm nhảm rồi. Bắt đầu vào vấn đề rồi.
Let's hit it.
Đây rồi. Vào vấn đề rồi anh em ơi. Nó hết làm nhảm rồi. Mẹ nó cứ lải nhải mệt quá. Cứ mỗi đầu buổi nó sẽ giới thiệu các thứ này khá là lải nhải thôi. Khá là dài và mình đâu quan tâm. Mình chỉ cần thông tin thôi. Giờ nó quăng cho cái bắt nốt thì ngon.
Hello again. It's my time to shine. I have the clicker,
Yes, it's Jeff
You have the
time.
the
power.
ultimate power.
It's not dude time, but it's Jeff time.
Yeah, no more D
No
time.
more dude time. I got requests.
I'm here in the middle.
I did want to say, so I want to say something at the top of this segment because last show I said a lot of things. Well, I said a lot of things, but I said the same thing a lot of times that I really wanted people to test that PTB. People found that condescending, and it was not at all the intention. I talked about this on Twitter yesterday. Truly, 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 I mean this. When I say, please test that, it's not, hey, go find bugs for us because we're not able to, because I know that's what people were going to. It's really that without the feedback of our players getting hands-on, because we see your feedback before it's there, but with your hands-on, that's where our team, the community team, can be best equipped to talk to the various internal teams when we make decisions about what goes live in the game. So I'm really sorry if it came across as condescending. I truly didn't mean it that way. I'm a big believer in PTBs or PTS, depending on the type of game you play, to inform the changes that actually go live to the game. And I know there's a track record that people have pulled on, like, well, but you've done this in the past, and I totally get it. But I just wanted to say that up front, because to me, even if you ever meet me in person, it's probably the first thing I'll tell you about is I'm such a believer in PTB as a tool for us to make what goes live in the game the best it can possibly be. So that's my moment of addressing that at the top of the show. And now I'll hand it over to Jeff to actually tell you what you want to hear.
I mean, to be fair, I think it's a good point because, as I always remind people, we don't make the game for ourselves. We make it for the players, and ultimately, if the players don't like the game, it's not great. So PTB testing is amazing.
Mẹ, tôi nghi nó nói
Right,
dài
so
như này, tôi
today
nghi nó
I
nói như này thì khả
have
năng
some
cao
PowerPoint
là mấy cái
slides.
tính
I
năng
don't know if we'll show
anti-cam
them all
các thứ vẫn
'cause
sẽ vào DVD
it's
bạn.
mostly just text. There aren't
Mấy
really
cái
any
anti-tunnel,
visuals
anti-cam khả
today.
năng
I
cao
don't
là
have
vẫn
any
tiếp tục
little
xuất hiện thôi.
drawings of skull merch or anything like that. But I do have some important points. So, PTB
What
to
next?
live, what's next? The burning question, what is going live? I know it's
Rồi
been
những
kind
cái
of
gì
like
trong
radio
bản
silent
PTB
for
sẽ lên
a
bản chính
couple
thức?
of days/weeks.
Yeah.
So here's the big reveal. So the camping reduction is going live with some small adjustments, and
rồi.
I'll go over that in the next slide.
Anti-cam sẽ lên Dead by
The
Daylight,
slugging
sẽ lên bản
reduction
chính thức.
is not going live.
Không còn có
and
anti-slug
tunneling
nữa
reduction
và cũng
is
không có
not
anti-tunnel,
going live.
nhưng anti-camping vẫn sẽ lên chính
So,
thức.
camping.
And actually, if I can
The
jump in
camping.
before, we're going to get to pallets in a second as well. That wasn't actually part of the PTB changes.
Về
live,
anti-camping thì
but we're going to address that in a minute too. So hang on.
Yeah, the pallet density. Yeah, it's been a hot topic.
Yep.
So for camping, survivors will still see each other's resolve bars
rồi
when they're
server sẽ
hooked.
thấy được
So
tiến
that
trình
was
mà
very light
đồng
across
đội
the
đang được
board,
hưởng
so
anti-cam
that's
trên
going
thanh
live.
tiến trình khi họ bị móc.
The resolve bar fills up faster the longer the killer stays within range.
Rồi cái thanh
That's
tiến trình
still
sẽ
the same as
không tăng
PTB.
dựa trên khoảng cách của
However,
con
we
killer
are
mà sẽ
reverting
tăng
the
dựa
range
trên thời
increase,
gian con killer ở
so
trong
on the
phạm
PTB
vi
is increased to
từ
20
16
meters,
mét
we're
lên
bringing
20
back
mét.
down to
Điều
16
đấy có
meters.
nghĩa rằng là
There was some concerns
giờ đây killer
raised by a
killer
lot of
không
you
còn
that
có thể
it
cam được
would
nữa,
be
ít nhất là
unfair
trong
to
phạm
the
vi
killer in
20
some
mét là không
situations,
cam
so
được nữa.
we're just
Một
bringing
số
it
map
back to what
2
it was
tầng thì
before.
thậm chí là
So why not the rest? So slugging and tunneling. So after a second round of testing, we found that the features
không,
did
cái
not
kia là
make the
trong bản
minimum
PTB à?
positive impact
Thế
that we
đây là
hoped
chính
they
thức
would
thì như
have.
nào?
And frankly, and just simply put, there was a lot of negative feedback about it, and
Bản
it's
như
very
trong
hard
PVT
to
cái kia là lên
justify
nguyên bản
moving
luôn,
forward
cái này như
with
nào?
something in the live game when the feedback is negative that badly. So that's why it's not going live. So what's next? There's 3 things I think I want to mention. So we understand that tunneling is still a frustrating situation to be in. So one thing that we will try is to increase the base kit endurance.
Rồi nói chung là cái anti-cam lên đúng như vừa nãy nó nói luôn. Còn về mặt anti-tunnel sẽ không lên.
How MMR is calculated. So we think that by making adjustments there, we could see a reduction in those types of strategies, which means we'll require less drastic changes in terms of like the base game itself. And then the last thing on this topic is that we have started the process of looking at how to improve the first-time user experience. So how new players are onboarded into the game and the things that we teach them and show them and all those things. It's a process that started. There's no ETA. There'll be more details in the future. I can't tell you when.
Thời gian
but
endurance
we
và
have started looking
tăng
at
tốc
it, so
sẽ được tăng
it's
lên
very
thêm thành 15 giây thay vì 10
Next,
giây. Cái đấy
there
khá
were
là
some
điên
perk
rồ.
changes that happened with this
Cái đấy
update.
có nghĩa rằng là
So,
server bây giờ sau khi được
Babysitter
cứu khỏi máu cũng
is
vẫn là
being
rất mạnh
reverted to
rồi.
its current live iteration, where it, sorry, brain fart. It brain fart, really big brain fart. I can't even read because it's so small. Damn. So you won't leave scratch marks, your pools of blood, and you get 10% haste for 30 seconds. And then the unhooker will see the killer's aura. So that's being reverted to the current live version. Same thing goes for borrowed time. So this will extend the endurance and the haste. Furtive chase is going back to the version that a lot of you really like, which is that it gives you undetectable and haste when you hook
Full
the
tip chơi để
obsession
trả
card.
về nguyên bản anh em nhé.
And off the record is going to a previous
Auto
version that we
record còn
had
40 giây
where
thôi.
you
Nớp
did
đây
get
là một nớp cho auto
endurance,
record còn
but it
40
was for
giây.
a shorter amount of time. And the reason why is I think that we can all agree that
Hình
80
như
seconds of
là
endurance
Borrow with
is
time này là cũng nớp
very
đi
long
5
and
giây
very
vì cái này cũng nớp đi
powerful.
5 giây hay
So
sao
we're
á.
cutting it by half.
Nó
So
nớp
you'll
đi để
still
cho
get
cân bằng
a
lại hay
lengthy
sao
amount of
nó bổ
endurance,
sung 5
just
giây mà
not
basic của server.
for almost a whole gen's worth of time.
Babysitter bây giờ đang bao
So
nhiêu?
that's going in for release. Those are reverts happening for the release next week. And then for hotfix 1, we will revert Breakdown and Wicked. So they'll go back to their current live version. It's just, we had to prioritize for the release, and those two felt like they were a little bit less
Cái này được boost
urgent.
thời gian cần để móc
However,
hồi
I
sinh.
think we will mention. Do we want to mention for Wicked?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Wicked, because we have heard the concerns that it stacks very well with Resurgence, we
Rồi.
will be kill switching it to make sure that it can't be abused.
Tôi like để cập nhật cái thông tin mà cái này được nớp nhá, Wicked bị nớp rồi nhá. Wicked sẽ không còn cái khả năng heal nữa, điều đấy có nghĩa là không còn có thể stack với cái Resonance để hồi máu 100% nữa.
Okay, sorry. So not for hotfix 1, for hotfix 2. Next point is what about killers? So we did have some changes in the killers in the PTB for some killers. The first one was Skull Merchant. So the Skull Merchant changes are going live,
Skull Merchant.
but there is a but, and I think this but
Skull
will make
Merchant vẫn
people happy.
thay
And
đổi
not
sẽ
that
đến
kind
bản
of
chính
but.
thức nhưng
No, I didn't
cái gì
say
đây?
anything for once.
you were thinking it though.
I was thinking, don't tell them I'm thinking that.
đoạn này quan trọng này, nếu biết đang nhưng cái gì đây.
So the but is we will decouple her undetectable from deploying drones to recalling drones in the hotfix 1 patch. And at the same time, we will revert the undetectable duration nerf that we did in the PTB. So that's something that's coming up in the... Not the
Rồi,
release
có
next
Skull
week,
Merchant lại bị
the
nớp anh
hotfix
em nhé.
after. Next
Nó đến bản
is,
chính thức
the
nhưng mà
Cenobite.
thời gian undetectable lại bị giảm
The
đi.
base kit nerf is being reverted,
Rồi.
but his add-on original pain is not. So the too long didn't read is you'll be able to bind survivors with controlled chains, even if they have endurance, because on the PTB, you couldn't do that. So that's been reverted to the live behavior that we can expect.
Pinhead được hoàn nguyên lại cái nớp của nó nhưng mà add-on thì vẫn bị nớp.
Add-ons that got changes on the PTB. So we will be keeping a close eye on.
Nó được hoàn nguyên lại cái vụ mà vẫn không thể móc server khi server đang endurance. Nhưng mà add-on thì vẫn bị nớp.
To get feedback from, and then we'll see what kind of adjustments we need
Và
to
có
make
khả năng là bộ add-on của nó vẫn sẽ được bị thay đổi trong tương lai.
I think.
Next one is.
Can you click?
Okay.
I've got a laptop on the
Sorry,
I
I'm
can't
clicking.
click as well.
I clicked.
Okay, so Waterhaven lighting, that was another major topic of the PTB. And as you'll see from the video, there are some changes that we've made. Thank you so much for the feedback about this, by the way. You helped the team identify exactly what they needed to change. And as you will see, a lot of you will see, I can't see because I'm colorblind, it's more green. Everybody is telling me this is more green. It's lost yellow color, and I'm being really careful with what I describe that
Oh,
as.
you mean the piss filter?
I knew you would go there.
Cái đồ họa này thì có khác đéo gì bây giờ đâu, để yên được không?
Lovingly called.
I'm a lady.
Khổ
I'm
lắm
not
thì mẹ đừng
gonna
sửa,
say it.
mệt lắm đừng
Yeah,
có
so
sửa.
that
Con
is
mẹ
going
mát
to
tự nhiên
be,
phải học lại à?
the green color, so there's still going to be a bit more fog, but it is looking so much better. And honestly, playing on that, it was really good. So the piss filter is gone.
Mẹ chúng mày định đem Dead by Daylight cũ trở lại à?
Oh my god. Actually, before we get to, we told you to get to the palette density stuff, but I want, if you could humor me for a second, I meant to do this at the top. I'm very interested because, survivors and killers are always at each other's throats in the game, in the community, in the chat. If you're a killer, main, hit K in chat. And if you're a survivor main, hit S in chat. If you play both, hit me with a B. I'm just super interested to see what our chat right now consists of. I'm just really curious. Great. Thank you for letting me orchestrate this madness
I love the first-time chatters coming in.
Look at that.
Oh, sorry, you can see as well.
No, I can see.
Super interesting.
A lot of B.
And you can continue to do
hello,
that.
Mark, yeah.
We're going to talk about the palette density changes now, but I just thought that was interesting, I think, for everyone to be able to look at each other and see who does what and
Yeah.
get a sense for roles in the game. I know that if you're one or the other, it's your life, and the other person, sometimes we don't see their point of view, and I'm not going to be able to make everyone do that. But I would love if people, Dork's there. Hey, Dork. Would love if people could be more civil with each other about their chosen roles.
And understand that, understand the other side.
Exactly.
There's a human being on the other side of that game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay,
Palette
palettes.
density. Okay, so this has been a big one. As you know, there was the changes that were made. These were not PTB. These were made in the last release. And we've done a lot of discussion with you on the forums and Reddit. And thank you so much for all the detailed feedback, the screenshots, everything that you
map của
provided.
con nớt
That has really, really helped. We're
và
not doing a full
Macmillan.
revert of the palette density. We've identified specific areas. So some really strong God loops, Asylum, we're looking at you because that one was a big one. There was some insane loops on Asylum that got created. So those are gone. Those are going to be much weaker. Back to about a better standard, a bit more balanced, I should say. We've reduced the strength of chainable loops. So making sure that you can't chain a loop straight from shack straight into a jungle gym where you've got a double pallet in the jungle gym, for example, so that we've taken out those specifically strong loops and randomized a lot of the tiles on Swamp and Asylum. Those ones in particular were multiple
bằng
pallets
nó sẽ
spawning
kiểu-
at a specific tiles and then leading into a strong window.
Các cái
So
map
we
thuộc
have
Macmillan
taken care
và
of
những
those.
cái
So
map
again,
của
this is gonna go
Asylum
live
này là
on
những cái map của
Tuesday.
con nớt và con Cloud ấy
Please test
sẽ được
it
cân bằng
and
lại
let
cái
us
số
know
lượng
exactly
palette trên bản đồ.
your thoughts on it.
Mật
And
độ
if you come
palette
to the
sẽ được cân
forums,
bằng lại.
Reddit, anywhere to give us the
Nó bảo ở
feedback.
đây là giảm
If you
sức
can
mạnh
grab
các vòng lặp
screenshots
và đảm bảo rằng là các vòng lặp sẽ có một khoảng cách nhất định,
That
tức là
is
các loop bãi loop sẽ có một
helpful
khoảng cách
to
đủ
level
xa giữa
design
các
team
bãi
to
loop
see
để
exactly
killer có thể
where
bắt
the
kịp.
issues are, because that gives them the seed of the map, so they can pull that up on their side and see where the problems are occurring.
And you already said it, but I'll say it again. I'm
Nó bảo là
really
sẽ
thank
sắp
you to
xếp
everybody
cái độ
who
ngẫu
helped us.
nhiên của những cái
So the
map thuộc
community team,
hệ đầm lầy này.
team,
Asylum giống của
Which
con
name is
Doctor, con Cloud, con nớt ấy.
put in a lot of
Và
work
những cái map rừng
putting
đỏ
threads
khi mà
together
những cái
for
map này
every
có
one of
nhiều
the
cái
maps,
title
getting,
xuất hiện hai cái palette
target
cùng lúc
feedback for each one.
thì
Where
họ
are
sẽ
the
tối ưu lại.
problematic palettes, et cetera.
Tất nhiên là phải giảm
So
rồi,
there's
đi
a good
mẹ
amount of
nó
work,
khiến
and
cho
it was
tất
also
cả
a great
những con
amount of
killer ngoại
participation
trừ
from
nớt
the
và Bờ
community
Lai chơi
helping
được.
us get to, what these changes
Thì
are. So
thì đúng rồi đấy.
thanks to everyone involved.
Tất nhiên
happy
rồi,
for that.
Dead by Daylight không thể có nhiều palette thì được đến
Feedback, we
Identity
love
TV
it.
còn chả có được như thế.
Cool. So,
Dead by Daylight
That
bọn M1 đã
is
rất là
our-
thiệt rồi bởi vì mọi thứ
Yes.
đều là ngẫu nhiên. Những cái
So
con
you
M1
guys
nó
know.
vốn đã thiệt
Go
rồi, bây
ahead.
giờ nó còn không dí được.
I'm not saying anything else.
Oh.
I haven't actually. No, because we were putting
Nhưng
up
còn những
questions right the way
mình
through.
nếu
So,
như mà cái bản cập nhật
a
này
lot
giữ
of things
nguyên
that I'm seeing is what about
thì
Senate?
killer phải đập tán nhanh gấp đôi bây giờ.
I'm just pointing
Thậm
out
chí
in
là
the
phải
chat
hơn
there.
thế, phải giảm choáng luôn.
You
Mẹ
missed
phải
it.
choáng nhẹ,
Field
phải
agent
choáng mẹ
Reaper,
phải giảm đi
you
mẹ
missed it.
25% thời gian choáng và đập tán nhanh gấp đôi bây giờ thì bản cập nhật như này mới chấp nhận được. Chứ có mẹ bây giờ con killer nó đã khổ rồi, con M1 đã không có gì để đuổi rồi, bây giờ không cho nó một công cụ nào luôn.
Someone's also asking,
Nó khiến cho
well, at
gameplay
least
ngoại
find
trừ
someone
Bờ Lai và
probably
nớt ra
to
thì mọi
know,
killer đều là
but what about the
unplayable.
full rework of the Skull Merchant? You can remind them what we said before.
Yeah. So
Bản cập nhật
at
điên
this
rồ
stage,
nhất mà tôi từng thấy.
we're
Dead by Daylight nó
going
không
to make
nó
the
đánh ra nó phải
changes
hướng
on
đến việc
Hotfix
là
1 and
giảm
then
thiểu số palette trên bản đồ.
approach it the same way that we did with the
Thì nó lại
species
hướng theo việc là
and
mẹ
see
tăng số lượng
if
lên.
more changes are
Nó đã
needed,
có palette
and
đôi
if
thì
yes,
chớ
what
nhá.
kind of changes are
Ngày
needed.
xưa nó không có
So
vụ
it's
palette
not-
đôi, bây
it's
giờ
not
nó còn có
gone,
cả map
we're
palette
just
đôi.
reassessing as we
Mà
go.
nó còn tăng số lượng cái title lên, bây giờ
Apologies
coi
about
như
the
là
mute
khoảng
button
mẹ
on
một
the
map có chục cái
portrait
gót
behind me
palette.
that someone just told me about in chat.
Is there?
I guess so. I saw it pop.
It just keeps flickering.
Oh yeah.
Movie magic
No, there's zone.
spoiled.
See, you let me with the controls earlier. I broke everything.
Tôi nghĩ là nếu như mà cái mức độ cái việc mà nó không chịu
Yes.
giảm cái mức độ
Yes,
palette đi
Mindbreaker
thì
will
việc
be
sớm
back
ngày nó phải bút
in
những
the
con như
release
Chopper,
on
các
Tuesday.
cái con như
See
kiểu
some
killer đi
questions
bộ
about
ấy.
that in the chat.
Doctor các thứ ấy phải lên
Yeah.
4.8 hết.
It was capped, so I
Kêu
saw
lúc đấy
it.
killer tối thiểu là
Don't have my glasses
4.6.
on again. I've
Cao
done
nhất
it
là
again.
4.8. Phải thế thì mới
Someone's
chạy
asking about a
lại, mới chạy
shirtless
lại được,
guy
không chịu.
slinger skin, which of course they're joking.
Mẹ thêm 5%
No,
chứ
no,
chắc có gì
no.
được.
Maybe I've seen something that's in production right now that might be going that direction. I don't know. Cool. Well, feel free to keep asking questions in the chat. We still have a lot more show to go. But as I mentioned before, Jeff's not done. We want to talk about the Grimoire with him as well. I don't recall, Dork, if we have a transition for that one or if we should go right into it. We'll go right into it. But we have more PowerPoint. So, very quick, if you haven't been around, as I said at the top of the show, the Grimoire is us building a chapter with the community based on many votes already done so far to get a baseline for who our killer is, who our survivor is.
Grimoire này, chuẩn bị
And
anh em
Jeff
ơi,
now
chuẩn
is
bị nghe,
beginning work on the killer.
chuẩn bị nghe bản
and
cập nhật,
there's
chuẩn bị nghe về
a
việc
reason
killer
he's
và
here,
server tiếp theo
actually.
đi.
It's, to actually give you information on an upcoming vote. So, do you want to take it away, Jeff?
Yeah, sure. So the Grimoire, very exciting stuff, by the way. You know, I'm officially
Mọi người đều
transitioning
đang
out of the
đòi,
live
nhiều
balance
người
to
đang đòi
moving
đây là
on to
cho chế
killer
độ
design,
rank
which
vào
is something
DVD
I've done
này.
in the past, but
Rất nhiều người
you
đang
know,
đòi
I
rằng
think
Dead by Daylight
we did a
phải
lot
trả
of good
lại
work
chế độ
in
rank,
design, so shout out to
phải
everyone
cho
who's
chế độ
helped
rank
me,
vào Dead by
you know,
Daylight.
bring all these
Nhất
designs
tôi
to
cũng
life.
đồng
I
ý.
think it's been
Dead by
a
Daylight
great
phải có
success.
chế độ rank.
But yes, I
Dead by
am
Daylight không
moving
thể
on and
là con
entering
game
this
for fun được.
new area with
For
a very
fun nhưng
new
phải có yếu tố cạnh
process
tranh.
of involving the players,
Dead by
which is
Daylight không
very
bao giờ có
interesting.
thể là một party game.
I'm
Bạn
excited
không
to
thể
bring
rủ bạn
everyone
bè
with me
chơi
on this
Dead by
journey, and I
Daylight
hope that
cùng
you
nhau
will
trong một
enjoy
bữa
it as
tiệc
much as
được.
I will.
Chúng nó hay đánh nhau đấy.
The next steps. The first one that
Không
I
ai
want
có
to
thể
go
rủ
through
bạn
is
bè
just
chơi
kinda
Dead by
like
Daylight
give a
trong cùng một bữa
reminder
tiệc
of
được,
what
trừ
was
khi là
voted
cả
on
lũ đấy đều
in
chơi Dead by Daylight.
previous, series of votes.
Còn đi bạn bảo là
So
phải
this
cho
is
quăng
the
lừa
votes
một
that
cái tay
are
cầm một cái bàn phím
specifically
bảo nó đánh Dead
pertaining
by
to the
Daylight nó
gameplay,
chịu.
because there were some votes about more like the general
Nó không thể
vibe
là
of
game
the killer
party
and
được.
everything like that.
Nó không thể là
But
cây
this is
sủa
really
được. Mẹ,
focused
nó
on the
bắt
game.
buộc phải có rank thôi.
So the first thing is Torment was voted. So curses and maladies that grow worse over time. And I'm just reminding you to like set the stage for the next slides so that we're all on the same, page of what we're gonna.
Cái đoán này tôi không đoán từ đầu rồi, tôi không
The next
chọn
one is
lựa chọn từ đầu
punishing
rồi,
heart.
tại vì mẹ
Misdeeds
một
will
con
be
sâu
met with
mẹ
a
có tác dụng đéo ở đâu mà chọn.
devastating
Đúng
response
không?
to sin is to suffer.
Chúng ta hãy biết rằng
And
là
finally,
tất cả những lựa
each
chọn
sin
trong này
is
đều
unique.
hướng đến việc
You
con
know,
server
fitting
trở nên mạnh
punishment
hơn
must
và
be
con killer
rendered
trở
for
nên yếu
each
hơn.
individual
Dù sao
sin.
thì số lượng
Only
người chơi
prayer
server
can
gấp
save
4
the
lần số
sinner.
lượng người chơi
We've been
killer mà,
talking
đúng không?
so much about sinning lately. It's
Nên
great.
tất cả lựa chọn trong này
Yeah,
đều
I mean-
hướng đến việc con killer phải làm sao phù hợp
In
với
our
server.
discussions,
Thế
sometimes
nên
we're
là
like,
chúng ta không cần phải chọn
"That
làm gì
sounds a
cả.
little weird."
Cái này
You
là
know
một
what?
cái
We gotta
gì
go
đấy
with
mà
it, because
không có ý nghĩa.
that's what's been voted for, so we're working with it.
There's no
Nó cho
sinners
bạn
in
chọn
the
hành
DVD
trình của con
community,
nhân
so
vật.
it's gonna be new for them.
Nhưng mà những cái
Exactly.
câu đối
No
để người ta
one's-
quyết định cái kỹ
everyone's
năng của con
an
nhân vật
angel.
đấy thì mặc định luôn là cộng
so-
đồng họ sẽ chọn
And
theo
I
cái hướng
think
yếu
one
nhất
thing that's
cho con
important
killer.
to maybe
Thế nên là
bring to
tốt
the
nhất là
forefront is
chả thấy
usually
kéo
how
để xem cả.
killer designs work is
Lần
that
trước thì trúng tuyển là
the
cái gì nhỉ?
creative
Hình
director,
như là
so in this case, Dave,
lần
you've
trước
seen him many
nó
times
vote cái
before,
gì nhỉ?
will
Hình như là
give
killer
us
nó có
pillars
khả năng
or
kiểm
like a
soát,
direction really
mẹ-
of
mẹ lén
what
lút
the killer
hay
should.
là tăng
And
tốc
so
như Blind.
he's done this
Thì
exercise
có vẻ như
with
là
the
họ
votes
đều
that you
chọn
guys cast
cái
you know,
dạng
previously.
cái dạng gì
And
nhỉ?
the
Hình
three
như là
pillars
chọn
that
lén lút
he
hoặc là kiểm
has
soát thì đấy tôi
given
không
me,
nhớ, nhưng mà nói
to
chung là
work
luôn
with,
chọn vế yếu hơn.
because
Mà số
even
lượng
though
server thì
we're
đông,
voting
cái
on the
này
power together,
vote
which
chả có ý nghĩa gì
is
cả.
really exciting, there was still
Trừ
some
khi nó bảo
some
vote dựa
exploration
trên
to
cái
do. So to do that
giờ chơi
exploration, I
killer
needed
với cả giờ chơi
a bit
server
of a
của bạn,
direction,
đúng không?
right? So
Nhưng
the
mà
three
vote theo
pillars
kiểu
are status
nó
builder.
vote theo kiểu
So
này
the
không có tác
killer
dụng
must
lắm.
apply an effect that progresses throughout the match, and how it applies, how it progresses. These are all things that we'll figure out together. Fitting punishment, so the killer must exact punishment equivalent to the sin
Thế
that
bây
was
giờ là
committed.
phải có rank thôi.
And force of judgment. The killer is a terrible divine being. Survivors should fear being judged. So again, this idea of like divine purity, judgment is very, very present. So, like I said, you guys will be voting on the power, which is unprecedented.
Yeah, that's a biggie.
Đây đây
Yeah,
đây đây
it's-
đây đây kỹ năng con nhân
It's a very interesting thing. I'm so curious to see what will be the most voted. And the way that we will do this is that it's going to be broken down into 4 components. So with the design team, we brainstormed and we have identified a bunch of different things that will basically build a kit, and you guys will vote on those components for said kit. So the first component is an active power. So it gives room for skill expression and engaging chases, engaging gameplay. The second is, how does one gain a sin, right? Because this whole idea of sinning is very important. How does a sin progress? And what is the effect of a sin? So with the most voted results, like I said, we'll put together a full design as a starting point for the prototype phase. which is set to begin sometime in December.
Về cơ bản
And
thì chúng ta biết những cái gì lên
I
rồi,
know
bây
the
giờ
community
nó chỉ
team
nói
has a
về
lot
Green
of things
Boy thôi,
planned
không
for,
có cái
you
gì
know,
hết.
the sharing of all this information, which is very exciting.
Chúng ta có vẻ
And
là hết chuyện rồi
again,
đấy.
I hope that you guys will enjoy being on this ride with me because I think it's really, really cool. So, here it is. What is your active power? And just for some context, here I'm going to share with you the choices that you guys will vote on in the near future. And it's just to give you some time to like think about it and even start theory crafting and like, you know, putting your designer brains to work, really. So, what is your active power? Choice number 1 is the Ray of Retribution. You deliver a beam of divine energy that punishes the unworthy. So I like to put little examples or references that you guys can use that are already in the game so that you can have a better or an easier time understanding what I'm trying to convey. And so here it's a reverse xenomorph flame turret. So you imagine the killer has like, I don't know, let's imagine it's a sword or a spear, and they use that to charge and channel this beam of energy that will, you know, punish the survivors.
Nó đang miêu tả phiên
However
bản
that
mới,
works,
chúng ta không
you
có
know, we
gì
could
để xem
explore
nữa rồi.
different.
Thôi hết rồi. Thôi, anh em ơi, hết rồi đấy. Mình hết việc rồi. Thôi hết rồi. Update chỉ có thế thôi, tổng hợp lại là anti cam mới, tức là anti camping mới nó sẽ lên bản chính thức. Cái thứ hai đấy là anti slug và anti tunnel sẽ không vào bản chính thức, nhưng survival vẫn được tăng 5 giây thời gian endurance sau khi được cứu khỏi móc, từ 10 lên thành 15. Chúng ta sẽ có nớp một số perk, và cái full tip chase sẽ trở về phiên bản ban đầu của nó, tức là bỏ đi cái khả năng chuyển người khác thành obsession, mà không, bỏ đi cái khả năng mà cho bản thân mình được undetectable mỗi khi treo một thằng obsession. Thì về cơ bản thì nhìn chung thì là chỉnh sửa perk. Chỉ có duy nhất 3 cái đặc biệt, đấy là camping thì được lên phiên bản chính thức, còn slug và tunnel không lên. Đấy, hết rồi. Bản cập nhật chỉ có thế thôi. Chắc là thôi rồi. Mẹ tôi tưởng là có gì nhiều lắm, nhưng mà nó chỉ đưa ra một số thông tin như thế thôi, không có gì hơn đâu.
Comparison for this one is imagine.
Thôi, chắc là hẹn gặp anh em vào buổi livestream ngày mai ngồi chơi tiếp đi. Còn bây giờ nó chỉ đến thế thôi anh em ạ.